all sports fans, NFL fans combined, are you ready for some football? I know I am.
Philadelphia Eagles versus the New Orleans Saints.
Back again with this divisional playoff game. It's getting close, y'all. We did good for the week. We did good for the year. The season's over with. Let's get to it. We got Eagles versus the Saints. 4:40 Sunday. 61% of the people is leaning toward the Eagles. 51% is shaded toward the over. How about them Eagles, y'all? Y'all just can't count them out yet. You just can't call them boys off. They had a run to the Super Bowl last year with Nick Foles. They beat the Patriots. They're all but dead this year, which in 3 weeks to go in the season, they rallied the last 3 weeks. They beat the Rams. They beat the Texans. They get in the playoffs. They had to play Chicago against that ferocious defense. And they pulled the game out in Chicago. And they still standing, despite being decimated with injuries. Give the Eagles some credit, you know what I'm saying? At this point, I think there's something magical about Nick Foles. To me, at this point, I believe he looks like Napoleon Dynamite. He really do. And guess what? They're going to beat the Saints, y'all. They're going to beat the Saints and go to the NFC Championship game. This is my upset pick of the week. You can eat shit if you don't like it. Final game score, 31-28. Eagles +9 and the over.
Indianapolis Colts versus the Kansas City Chiefs.
Hell, y'all, you ready for some football action? We got the Indianapolis Colts versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Now, if you do not believe it, these two teams did not play each other this season. You know what I'm saying? I don't know why, but it just wasn't meant to be. But it's going to come down to the Kansas City managing that defense. Their defense was allowing so many points. It's ridiculous, y'all. 53% of the people are leaning towards Indianapolis, which is me. You should too. 63% of the people are also shaded towards the over. You should too. And if you like the Colts in this matchup here, you are going up against a Kansas City team who has failed to cover the point spread in 6 of the last 7. With that marinade. They're also 1-4 against the spread in the last 5 in Arrowhead Stadium. Now, this Kansas defense is allowing 26 points per contest. They also failed to cover in 3 out of their last 4, taking on teams less than 21 points per contest. Now, on the Indy side of things, they're red hot right now. 5-0 straight up in the last 5. 9-1 straight up in the last 10. This Indy squad is successfully covering the number 4 of the last 5. They're also 4-2 as the official road underdog and a perfect 6-0 against the spread, taking on teams winning more than 55% of their games. 6-0 ATS versus teams above 550. Now, when it comes to scoring, the Indy is 6-2 to the under in the last 8. 2-0 to the under, taking on teams averaging more than 25 points per contest. Meanwhile, on the Chiefs side of things, they're 4-2 to the under in the last 6 at Arrowhead Stadium. Now, so with all that said and done, lean towards the road dog on this one, y'all. I'm picking Indianapolis +6 and the over. I mean the under.
Dallas Cowboys versus the LA Rams.
This game is going to be at 8:15 Saturday, y'all. Cowboys versus the Rams. Now, it will come down to how well the Rams handle the stage with the defense and offense, because, you know, right now Ain't no team predictable but what's going to go down in these playoffs. You know what I'm saying? But 51% are leaning toward Dallas, and 57% are leaning or shaded toward the under. That means it's going to be a lot of defense, y'all, so choose wisely. Now, if you like the Cowboys in this one, keep in mind, they've been horrible on the road this season. They dropped 5 out of their last 8 on the road. Their defense is allowing 22 points per contest when traveling. This Dallas is also allowing 119 yards on the road. On offense side of things, they're scoring just 17 points per contest this year. Now, when it comes to the Rams, they're 13-3 straight up overall for the year. 7-1 straight up on the home turf. This Ram offense is scoring 37 points per contest at the Coliseum. They're also throwing 334 passing at home, 120 yards rushing in the same category. This LA offense ranks first in scoring, first in passing yards, and first in yards per play, all at home. Now, scoring-wise, LA 5-2 to the over in the last 7 at the Coliseum. Meanwhile, Dallas ranks 21st in the NFL in total passing yards on the road. So I think we will see some scoring in this one, y'all. I'm picking the Rams -7 and the over.
LA Chargers versus the New England Patriots.
Now this game, it possibly could be an upset. Now, don't take my word for it. I just hate to say I told you so. Now, the Chargers and the Patriots are going to be playing in Gillette Stadium at 105. It's going to be real cold, so get your blankets out. 61% is leaning towards LA Chargers. 59% is shaded towards the over. Now, if you like New England in this one, they are scoring 33 points per contest at Gillette Stadium. They're rushing for 157 yards per game as well. New England is a perfect 8-0 straight up at home this season. 6-2 against the spread in the same category. On the other side, when it comes to this LA defense, they are allowing 20 points per contest on average. They're also allowing 105 yards rushing per game. The Chargers have also failed to cover in 3 of the last 5, taking on teams giving up less than 21 points per contest. With all that said and done, I'm picking the Patriots -4 and the over. That's all, my sports fans. I hope y'all picked the right bets, win a lot of money, play responsibly. It's the boy Pittsburgh Gentleman signing out. Peace.